Good evening to everyone. Today's topic is the module is nothing but etiquettes. What do you mean by etiquettes? Where it is applicable in every walk of life? Why it is required? The word etiquettes it is originated from French. It is of multi-ethnic society. The etiquettes clearly indicates where it is originated, different culture, different areas, different communities, multivarious activities, where we can learn a lot on that. Etiquette is a code of behavior which delineates, explains, which will give details on expectations for social behavior. It clearly indicates and defines the different types of social behaviors where we are supposed to get accustomed to the society in this world of difficulties. What do you mean by that? And what are the rules of etiquette? It covers most of the aspects of social interaction. We see a lot of people, everybody they have got assigned job through which the religion and community develop, and due to different status and want of livelihood, people got migrated from one particular place towards say villages to semi-urban, urban areas and cities, and they have started mingling with other people where they have started learning about different cultures. At the same time, it requires to get adjusted with other people. You see, from joint family, it has become nuclear family. Even though we say nuclear family, once the migration is seen from village atmosphere to city atmosphere, with hesitation, they go to the apartment life. The apartment life is nothing but one should have social moments. If you need others to like you, you are supposed to maintain certain etiquettes in your life. It covers most aspects of social interaction. It is a type of or methodology of showing respect to others in this world. It depends on culture. What type of culture you have been brought up and where you are going to be. In the apartment life, the culture is totally differs. A Hindu can see a Muslim can see a Hindu, and both of them they can meet a Christian. That is apartment life. And the individualism here it differs. And the rules of etiquette is nothing but it is excellent in one society, may be shock to another. Previously, we used to see lot of difference and we used to get shocked when we see people from North India settled here in Tamil Nadu. Now it totally differs. Their culture it differs. In their culture, what they think it is good for them may not be good for others. It doesn't mean it is not good for others. The acceptance of the other society is not there, so it differs. These people say the etiquette it differs. When you see the North Indians, when they get Asirvadam, they just bend their thing, touch the feet, and gets Asirvadam. Here, the Tamilian culture or a South Indian culture is just make a namaskaram. So it differs, culture differs. The culture it differs from nation to nation. That is American culture, it may differ from Canadian culture, UK culture, or Indian culture, and Russian culture, it differs. And it differs from religion to religion. And when you come into the religion, the same religion, it will differ from community to community. Take for as an example, if you take the Christianity as penetrated to India from foreign countries, it was one. Now you see there are a lot of division. That culture will differ. CSI people will differ from RC people will differ from Salvationary, and Syrian Christian will differ from others. Like that in Hinduism, you see lot of communities. We see divide into Vaishnavites and Saivites, veg, non-veg, this community, other thing. There are so many things are there. So the human etiquettes differ from community to community, customer to customer, and person to person. The same family, or if you see twins or quadruplets or tetraplets in the same house, everybody will differ. The same house, some people will have the gene of their dad and some will have the gene of their mother. So, the same house, between two sisters or two brothers, there may be a slight change in the cultural difference. So, what is accepted by the society, it is broadly explained and detailed as etiquette. It's a common thing which is required and accepted by others. Be a competent person towards this. The perception of behaviors and actions. You see, every individual will perceive the same thing in a different angle and different manner. The perception of behaviors and action also it will differ. If you show behavior, you have to behave in such a manner and it is to be accepted by the other people. Common thing, common behavior, common actions. That is what it is known as etiquette, accepted by the society. And the intercultural competence is essential. There is a thing, due to transitional period, the culture will change, and the change of culture from one culture to the other culture, we call it as acculturation. And interaction, see, intercultural competence is essential. It clearly means when you have acculturation, the culture will differ. You have to get accustomed to that particular area or a particular people or a particular society or particular area of operation or say your company, and you should know about the culture. Even the managers, if you see a manager from South India or North India, if you see a manager from Tamil Nadu and Kerala, it may differ. The Keralite culture may differ from, Mandu's culture may differ from Tamilian culture. One should get accustomed. There are certain people in the world where their availability is throughout the world simply because of one reason. They get accustomed and they get practice to the culture and learn culture and practice that and move along with people. Knowledge about type of person. If you want to follow the human etiquettes, you are supposed to know the character of others, and knowledge, you should have knowledge of the type of person, what type of a man he is. Some people will be moody, some people will be soft spoken. To a soft spoken guy, you are not supposed to raise your tonality because he may not like. Local culture and expectations are mandatory. What do you mean by local or regional? You call it as regional language or local language. In Tamil Nadu, the regional language is Tamil, local language is Tamil. Like that, when you go to Andhra, the culture may differ. You cannot have the same type of idli sambar there in AP. It is available in Tamilian notice. But only thing is what is available in the market you are supposed to procure and get accustomed to that, which is a mandatory thing. You should have competent and you should compete with others and competent enough to compete with others in this competition world by maintaining the human etiquettes. Otherwise, you cannot learn the culture and develop yourself. The major classification is there in cultural activities where you are supposed to have your human etiquettes. The etiquette types are social, you call it a social etiquette, telephone etiquette, dining type of etiquettes, table mannerism, office etiquettes, business etiquettes, and a net. We will see the different thing. What do you mean by social, telephone? Everywhere there are certain rules and regulations, terms and conditions to be followed. Terms and condition is a parallel thing. But what is important for etiquette is nothing but rules and regulations. There are certain rules and regulations already framed. There are some parameters available. If you follow and you make others happy, if others are going to accept your views and other things, it means you are good in etiquettes. Let us see the different thing. What do you mean by that? How to implement it? The social culture and social etiquette is nothing but it is going to explain and give you details how you are going to move with the society. The telephone etiquette is going to tell you how you are supposed to lift the phone and how you are supposed to conversate with others, how you are going to maintain it, why you are not supposed to murmur through phone, how you are going to wish it, how to close the call. I am not going to give all details because you can talk about etiquettes individually days together. But in cut short, nutshell, I am going to tell you what is what. There are dining etiquettes available. Once you dine with different type of people, go to a hotel, it clearly means the F&B people, that is food and beverage people who is going to serve the food is supposed to start from left and is supposed to start with children, then give preference to ladies, elderly people, then others. They are supposed to clear it from and serve it from particular direction. Forks to be kept in that side and the spoon to be kept on the other side. This is what it is known as dining etiquettes. I am not going to give all detail. I am just explaining, giving details in nutshell. Table mannerism. How to make your position, how to maintain the table mannerism before eating and after eating. That is what the situation has come internationally, globally, where the unknown etiquettes which is not followed by human beings, now they have started following it because of the mere and peer pressure due to corona. The hand wash and other things which was not a practice, now we have started doing it. Wearing mask, mostly followed by Jains and mostly followed by temple priests, which was not a practice with the common people, now we have started doing it. The office etiquettes. Once you go there, you call it as a professional etiquettes. Once you are supposed to go to the office, you are supposed to go in the dress code. Way you have to present yourself. Now the situation has come where people work from home, where half of the human body is exposed. The cephalic region of a human being is exposed, where the required things are not adopted or those methods are not followed. Business etiquettes, give and take policy. A business means you are supposed to be in time, on time, and a quality to be maintained. There is a product and there is a purchaser and there is a demand available. Accordingly, you have to follow the human etiquettes on that too. Net, or you say it falls under communication. How you are supposed to communicate, how you are supposed to write mails and other things. Let us have the discussion on etiquettes, how to implement it. Because anything in India, it is very easy to ignite. I can talk, I can tell so many things, but whether I am following, that is a question mark here. India has got basic two I problem, that is one is ignition, other one is implementation. Whatever you say, you cannot implement it. But try to implement it at the earliest possible, which will give you more clarity, more benefits for you. Good manners differ from person to person. So you have to try to learn the culture and other manners, and you have to divide into what is bad mannerism, what is good mannerism, what is a bad touch and what is a good touch, what is the difference between genders, what do you mean by feminine gender, what do you mean by masculine gender, how a masculine gender should move with the feminine gender, how a feminine gender should dress up. These are all the major topic which comes under etiquettes. Vary according to the situation. This particular mannerism or particular etiquettes may vary according to the situation. Suppose we fly through the human international flight, the people will come and offer so many things. And it doesn't mean you have to accept everything. The air hostess will tell you and offer you even a drinks or a cocktail. That is their to maintain the international level of culture. It varies. Acceptance is yours. Okay? Intercultural competence is essential. Intraculture, within a family or within the group or within personal matters. Interculture is required professional, public wise, when you go to the spiritual places, where it is highly required. Mandatory knowledge of customs and expectations. One should have knowledge which is mandatory on expectations and customs. Love marriage, it differs from arranged marriage, where love marriage, both a male guy and a female girl, both they come together and talk a lot, and then only later say they accept each other to get married. But in arranged marriage, the expectations of the particular in-laws family may differ from our parents' home. Once a girl enters into that or a boy goes to the in-laws place, you are supposed to know their customs and their expectations. As per their perceptions, you are supposed to move to get glorified life. And consensus. What do you mean by ego and how to avoid it? Why we are supposed to do it? Focus on the actions of one's personal ego. If you want to maintain your own etiquette personally, you are supposed to focus on the ego of other persons where you are going to interact or move. Some people are highly egoist. Act accordingly, move with that. Kindly learn things. What type of a man? Understand him fully to avoid conflict. Focus on ego's reactions to actions of alternative. Focus on ego's reactions. If a particular gentleman or a manager or a top management, the ego is type and what is their expectation and what kind of, if they are not going to accept it, what kind of next alternative is there to avoid conflict and to have use by using your etiquette how to convince them. Negotiation between ego and alternative, avoid indirect criticism. Your mind should negotiate because human beings are made up of two, a man who is inside us and the man who is outside us. When I am a trainer, I happen to train you, I should think psychologically. What others will perceive, what is their perception on me, and how I am supposed to deliver things, how a presentation should be as per their expectation and perception. When I personally train or facilitate others, how I am supposed to react and act on each and every module and other things. If my presentation, if I am not following the human etiquettes, people will reject me. I cannot get the win-win situation. Negotiation between authority is a thing where it is required. You allow others to criticize you towards your betterment. But never criticize others, because if you start criticizing others unnecessarily, you cannot get the real feedback. Don't criticize them. You accept criticism to know about you and to change yourself, where change management is involved. So, to avoid conflict, presentation skill is required. You have to avoid conflict. Conflict management is required. In time, on time, time management is required. Your presentation skill, communication skill, and everything is required. And you should know about the mannerism. You should have wide knowledge about the world. And it comes by way of experience. Meeting etiquette norms. It is relation. How you are going to meet the etiquette norms. Relation, education, social will influence greetings. Your religion, education and social activities will influence greetings. It will differ. Religion to religion, how to greet others, it will differ. Educated people, how to greet them. Social activity, it will differ. The hierarchical culture to greet the elders and seniors. The hierarchy says elderly youngsters, elderly people. We call them father, forefather, grandparent, great grandparents. Everywhere you should differ. Farewell individually after group meet. During a farewell party, how you are supposed to move. Shaking hands in common and essential areas. Firm shaking hand is required. Loose handedness is going to tell you, reveal you where you don't have confidence. Religious beliefs to follow on handshake. Yes, religion to religion it differs. You are supposed to follow it up. On uncertainty, wait for others to do. If you don't understand anything about other activities and if you are not certain how to greet them, Wait for your opportunity, watch others, learn from others, then start doing it. Etiquettes at workplace. Greeting a person on the first meeting every day. See, there are a lot of ways. That ego, again the ego, it is involving here. If you are going to the office, nothing wrong in wishing you, say good morning to your own subordinate if he is not going to overtake you. It's always they tell. Nothing wrong in telling, hi, how are you? Next day onwards, they will start practicing it. They will start wishing you. They will think, man, human being who is walking above me when started wishing me, why I am missing an opportunity of greeting him? I should have that practice like that. Relevant references on meeting. You should have relevant references on meeting. Without that, don't go. When you go for a meeting, if it is a community meeting, act accordingly. If it is a union meet, act accordingly. Where it is required, accordingly you use your tonality. Understand the views before concluding. Any concluding session during presentation, understand the views. See the faces where they are listening to you. If their faces are different and you can see some kind of expectations from their face, body language, never conclude the session. Accordingly, go ahead. Keep the mobile in silent or vibration mode during a meeting. It is human etiquette. Everywhere, everybody should follow. Can send a message when a car is going to come to you by seeing vibration mode or in silent mode. If you are going to sense it, send a template that telling them that you are busy. Politely questions etc. permittable. Whatever polite questions, whatever you want to ask question, never shout. Don't raise your tonality. Politely ask questions. Work silently in workplace. Never raise your voice. Prove your capacity and ability to increase your performance, which is directionally proportional to the productivity, where you will achieve a lot and appraisal will be viewed, and your evaluation in your self-evaluation will talk to you and it will award you, it will reward you. Regulate behavior and act. You are supposed to regulate the behavior and act. Dress etiquette. What should be the business attire? Is the old fashion of business attire. Whenever you go to you are not supposed to wear your underwear, bermudas, and go to the business place. Start doing what customers will think of you. Men with dark color conservative business suits. Whenever you are going to have a suit with a light pant or dark shirt or dark pant with a light shirt, a suitable coat, overcoat, suits. Conservative type. Women with conservative dress or suits. So that others should attract your dress code, not the physical attraction. Less formal and hotter place. See, in a hot place, when you go to Kashmir, you are supposed to wear the dress accordingly. When you go to temperament area to Rajasthan, you cannot wear the same dress. You are supposed to change yourself. And coming to the communication email etiquettes, concise. Whenever you want to send a mail, be concise, meaningful. Never make any spelling error. And you should not make any grammar error. And wherever you are supposed to use punctuation, use it. Then only you will get recognition. People will recognize you and you can attract others. Make it personal. If it is a personal mail, make it personal. If it is official mail, make it official. Avoid sending mails with the capital letters. Wherever it is required, do it. Before sending it, before execution, read it before sending. Answer swiftly. in a happy manner and a quick manner. You have to reciprocate any kind of mail immediately. Your reciprocation will be highly solicited. Proper structure and layout. You have to lay out and you have to structure it in a proper manner. With hurry-burry, you are not supposed to do it. Use always BCC field. Copy, it will reveal the secret to others. If it is the BCC, nobody else will know. Mail merger. Try to use mail mergers. Copy, CC, carbon copy field, use it sparingly. And whenever you want to send it, avoid libelous on others. Never use any defamatory words or offensive words or racist type of activities through mail. The human absence, you are supposed to avoid it because you don't know where you are. Sometimes the name will never indicate which gender the other party belongs to. Take Tamilians with the common name Rajamani in southern parts in Kanyakumari, both male and female will have. If you are going to get a letter, mail, and if you are going to address them, be very careful. Do it accordingly. Proper formatting. When you want to do it, format it properly. Otherwise, it will have its own effects. Avoid confidential information. Do not reveal any confidential information through mail. Be natural in language and gender. Be very natural. Don't be very artificial. Common words, common English. That will do. Don't use complicated and complex things where others cannot understand. For simple example, when I use the word that is genders, male gender, that is male gender is using as male gender is not good. Masculine gender, feminine gender, and transgender. There is a specific word for transgender. If you go through the dictionary, it will teach you which is known as eunuch. When I am using gender there in male, I am not supposed to use that because most of the people they don't know. Either you use it as masculine gender, feminine gender, or third gender, or transgender like. This is what you are supposed to do it. During dining and table mannerism and how to maintain the etiquette. Avoid pub. You know it, pub. Due to excess of the thing and indigestion or excess of intake of food you will get. Avoid it. Slap. In front of others, don't do it. In your house, you can do it. That is your wish. And if you start adopting the method, same methodology will exist outside also. Don't do it. And spitting habit. Some people you can see, it's common affair in Tamil Nadu, they munch pan and in front of others they spit it. It doesn't look nice. Wait for the host to eat it. Allow the host to eat it because you are going to sponsor. You are going to host it. Because wait, when a host is there sitting in front of you, is offering the food, wait for him or she to eat first. Share the food. Always sharing is the best caring. Avoid wastage. What you want, try to eat it. Avoid wastage. Don't leave the table before the host. It doesn't look nice. It's not mannerism. You have to follow certain etiquettes. Avoid long fingernails. Because it is a scientific reason behind that. If you don't cut your nail right from your birth till 50 years, average if you calculate, the growth of the nail will extend up to 1 kilometer. 10 fingers, 10 kilometers. Why we say grooming, trimming and other things are required? Only to avoid the germs not enter into the digestive system through mouth. That is what we are supposed to do it. Use tip of the fingers. Use only tip of the fingers use when you eat. Avoid leftover food. Leftover food you have to take care. When you cross your legs when you are eating by sitting on the chair, take care. You should not touch others. Don't lean your elbows on the table. Each time you eat, try to eat only the small quantity. You write when eat. Suppose you use the right hand practitioners, alright, because 95 to 98% people are right handers. Try to use only your right hand. Never lift up plates up. You lean down, bend down and eat. Never raise the plates up and eat. Because lot of pilferage will be there. Spillage will be seen. Don't distort food. There should be good palatability. Invite that and eat it. Don't avoid it. Don't leave table before the host. Have hand wash before and after food, which we have started adopting after we started suffering from corona. It is existing, but all people they have not started adopting it. Now try to do it. Etiquettes on business cards. Exchange cards, initial handshake and greeting. Exchange cards with handshake. Let the card be readable. Let it be with your qualification. And try to use your right hand to receive it and to give it. Let it be in English or a local language. English is better because it is an international language. Let it be presentable and readable. Whichever card you are going to read, it should be presentable and readable. On etiquette on business meeting, appointments letter will in advance. Send appointments in letter or get confirmation through telephone. Confirmation on appointment. Reconfirmation. Have reconfirmation before a week before or a day before, where you can get the confirmation. Flexible adjustable schedule towards rescheduling. You should have adjustability to reschedule any kind of meeting because others should not suffer. Maintain your punctuality and sincerity during any type of meeting. Required detailed agenda in advance. Set the agenda to them so that they will come prepared. Comfortable with the material prior to beat. Be comfortable with your material preparation. Let it be in nutshell before pre-preparation you should have. And backup materials you should have. Charts and otherwise data wherever it is required, try to carry it. Follow-ups on discussion and next steps. And whatever discussion you are going to make, you just never, it is a never-ending problem. Follow it with what kind of discussion to be further followed. That is what you are supposed to do it. And next comes business negotiations, how to do it. Authority and authenticated. Whenever you make a decision, you should have supposed to be authority and you should have authenticated information to do it. And your decision making is a slow process. Make nice and wonderful decisions. You should have emotion control and emotional intelligence you should play. EI will differ from EC, where EC is required on EI. Avoid expected delays on projects. Any project to be completed in time, on time, never extend it. Decisions on concession on term, price, grants, everything to be followed and planned, which is a mandatory etiquette, business etiquettes. Confirmation on word of mouth. Whatever you do, just put a word. Confirm then keep it in writing. Avoid open disagreement in public. Never disagree any statement in a public meeting. Note the people. Discuss with them. Make them to understand. Make them to agree. Make them to do everything. Celebrate successful negotiations by meal. There is a negotiation meetings will be always followed with a successful lunch or dinner. Do it. Discuss it. Gift giving etiquettes. No value for gift, but sincerity is seen. You have to do accordingly. Avoid white flowers as used in funerals. During a function or gift giving, you are supposed to avoid white flowers. Flowers with the lucky colors yellow, green, and red. Avoid leather gifts to Hindus. Hindu people, leathers are obtained only from the dead animal. Hindu people are against it. Don't try to give any kind of leather purse or leather items to Hindus. Avoid pig skin or alcoholic thing to a Muslim. Avoid opening in front of others. When a gift is offered in front of the which by whom it is offered, never open it in front of them. It is not the mannerism. How and when? All human ethics it is to be followed up and when. Elders versus younger generation, teacher versus students. There are certain etiquettes to be followed. How a younger generation should present in front of elderly people. How students should present themselves in front of teachers. How to make firm handshake. How to do food. How to serve food in common restaurant to kids and females first. Next come elderly and male guys. Dress code of conduct is a must. Criticism and critics. Accept criticism, never be a critic. And follow PDA. PDA is nothing but public display of affection. Never have the habit of urinating in a public place. Never you should have the habit of spitting in front of others. Never have a habit of spitting while traveling in a bus. These are all PDA. And food and beverage services, elderly people first and females also first. Avoid caste and creed in a public thing for forum. Corporate etiquettes. Takes time for freshers to get used to the corporate etiquettes. So there should be a training session. That is why they conduct the induction program. Okay. Initial impression will have long-term effect in careers. First impression should be good, which will have a long time. It is important to present in the right way. Your presentation skill, it should be in the right manner. Introductions, interactions, telephonic conversation, it is a parallel line. Introduce you in a proper manner, interact with them with good mannerism. When you have telephonic conversation, follow telephone etiquettes. Emails, dining, art of professional dressing, etiquettes, everything to be followed. Etiquettes are experienced and learned. It is not coming by birth. It is being taught by cultured people like our parents. Educated parents, they may differ from uneducated people. But you have to try by seeing the society. Your exposure will teach you and make you to learn and make you to get experience, out of which you have to follow it up. Acquired through organization, learning through different culture and organization, do everything. Get it through pure, same group and same age. Healthy relationship with seniors. Have healthy relationship with seniors. You can learn a lot from them. Every turning point and earning point and learning point in our life. Dress code and result table mannerism to be maintained. Regularity and punctuality and sincerity. You know everything. Be punctual to the office and be sincere to your office, to the workplace. Be regular to the office. Avoid yawning, seeing watch and other things during a presentation or during a meeting. And whenever you are presenting, you should have eye contact and use optimum tonality. Use international language, English, so that others can understand. Have credential to climb corporate ladder, which will give you more thing. Make others to like you. Others should like you. Make presentation in such a manner that others should like you. Avoid criticism. condemn and complaints. Appreciate sincerely and honestly. When you start appreciating others with sincerity, you do it. Make others to understand you, your eagerness, your eagerness. Others should know your eagerness. Make them to understand it. Show it to them. Show your genuine interest to others. Make them to understand. Feel them. Smile with happiness. Never show your bad language, body language to others. Be a good listener. Allow others to talk. You be a good listener. Allow others to talk. Listen carefully, then reciprocate to them. Talk in terms of other person's interests. Understand their interests. Accordingly, you negotiate accordingly so that things will get accomplished at the earliest possible, which will increase the productivity. Make others feel the importance of you and others. Create win-win situation. Respect other person's opinions. Avoid you are wrong. Never say that you are wrong. Never pinpoint them. Have a personal counseling. To get the best of an argument is to avoid. If you want to have a very good this thing, avoid argument. Avoid it. Automatically it will get resolved. Admit quickly, empathetically if you are wrong. If you are going to make wrong things, accept it. Dramatize the ideas. Accept challenges. Make unanimous deals and make others to involve. Immediate concurrence other persons is important. You concur and give your concurrence on that. Begin in a friendly way. Consider other person's point of view too in other meetings. Etiquette leadership. On leadership, it's a big part. A leader is one who has got all kind of skills like presentation, listening, using tonality in time, leadership skills, how to do it, how to tackle, how negotiation skills. These are all must. Praise, honors, and appreciate others. Attention to people's mistake indirectly. Whenever meeting is there, if you happen to be a good leader, you have to carefully watch indirectly other people's mistake. Then later on call them and fire them. Talk own mistake, criticizing before criticizing others. You understand about you before start criticizing others. Encourage and correct the fault. Encourage others. Try to correct the fault. Ask questions instead of direct orders. Question them. Never order them. Ask certain questions, they will come to understand. Don't be very adamant. Praise. This is what this thing, improvement and improvement. Talk about only the improvement things. Okay. Slightest thing. Praise. What a slightest improvement as well as good improvement. Always try to praise them. Hearty in approbation, lavish in praise. Sparingly use. Praise them. Motivate them for further promotion. Motivate them for further productivity by way of better performance. Give others fine reputation. Repute them. Resolute them. Salute them. Make others happy on doing things you suggest. You have to make others happy by doing things as per your suggestion. See, this is what I have been telling about human etiquettes, where mannerism is involved. Every walk of life you are supposed to do it. Try to use it. Show your hard work. Plan it and accordingly achieve with your acquired knowledge. Try to develop your etiquettes according to the place and try to ask questions when to do, where to do, what to do, why to do and how to do. In all areas try to adopt it. Have a successful life. Thank you very much. Bye bye.